Hey all, I'm trying something new here. My computer, the internet isn't working. It's just not working. I mean, it's working, but it's working very, very slow. So I'm gonna have to go to Comcast or whatever and try to figure that out. Anyway, this device has unlimited data that I don't require internet for. So we're gonna go ahead and use that. I am here trying to do a read, and I've got some cards out here because I was recording and then the phone told me that I didn't have enough memory. So hopefully I do now because I've emptied some things, and we're just going to burn through this real quick. So what we have in this central energy here is there's somebody in deep regret and disappointment over the hard work and responsible routine that power couples are doing here in the unseen, in the astral, and here in the 3D to open the hearts to love, right? So there have been blockages placed upon the heart chakra and the throat chakra and the third eye chakra and the crown chakra, to get people to not communicate, to not feel love, to not be able to speak out about the atrocities that have been happening to them. And so right now it looks like we've got some sacred unions of a higher order that have come together, and they're doing work to take those blockages off and return everybody to a state of love. So there's challenges here. There's a challenge to complete this heavy burden, the heavy burden that you have been under. You've been carrying blame and shame for karmic life patterns not belonging to you. People have laid this mental journey on you, and then kind of covered you in the energy of that, and then watched and manipulated as you moved into that program. So anyway, this is the challenge is to bring an end to that manipulation and that driven path that people have been driven into a pathway of suffering that didn't belong to them. So there is a challenge to communicate, to compromise, to forgive, to work it out, to come to the understanding that it was all manipulation, magical manipulation. And unfortunately, they've been harvesting the people's energy and essence and using that energy and essence to create these blockages and these rejections. So, they harvest energy, and then they do something to it, and then they go do something else to somebody else that you love wearing that energy, and then it creates a rift between you because it's seen as you. In the subconscious, we've got somebody here, these ones who are disappointed. They were getting commitments, marriages and otherwise relationships, in order to dominate and have power over whoever it is that they were in union with. Now, this is a handler that was simply in it to gain the love, the energy belonging to the source of this commitment. In the recent past, the divine unions have come together. They have been made. I saw a vision of a young earth angel woman. She was standing on the ground, the ground of dirt, and there was a dimension that had opened that was up higher, and a very large masculine. There was a contract, an 8.5 by 11 or 8.5 by 5.5 sheet of paper with just a matter of like 6 lines of type on it. It was an agreement, and this dimension opened, and he kind of dipped down with his head, and she tipped her head up, and they kissed. So it was a union that had taken place. And these ones that wanted to get you through power and domination, they're being told to move on. It's a waste of time. It's over. Intentions, expectations. So these ones wanted possession of the foundation that belonged to the star beings. They want the the earth angels, merchandise, all of this belongs to you. These ones are time traveling little hoe bags who come in to F the whole world up and then genetically alter it so that they can lay claim to it. It's pitiful. They've been stealing and mutating intellectual property of the upper dimensional gods and goddesses. And I would say, I would take that a step further and say that the divine within the underworld also, their families and their children have also been effed with in a big way. The symbiosis was damaged when these ones did magic to divide the connection between the upper and the under, and then they kind of overran the middle ground and possessed it and all of its life. That connection has been fixed, and the upper and the under are here now together, divvying up this kind of riffraff, you know, and determining where it goes. Of course, we know where that goes. The earth angels are graduating into unions that are of a higher nature because they have persevered through this challenge. So the gold digger that wanted control of the foundation of these sacred and divine unions could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. In the near future, justice is being served, the law of cause and effect. You may be traveling soon for a date night. Get ready to be wined and dined. These unions that have happened in the astral are coming together in this realm, or whatever realm that you wind up in, or whatever timeline you wind up in. There are adjustments happening now for the people. In the lens it's being looked through, those who wanted to dominate the money and the foundation and the life, the energy, and the intellectual property of the actual creators, they didn't plan well. And everything that they have done, all the magic that they did to bind people, to do all this kind of stuff, it's all back on them now. They're getting the fruits of their labor. We've got the divine feminine here, the nurturer, the one who is the emotionally balanced caregiver of the love and the mind, right? She raises the child so that they are well balanced in those spaces and places, and the energy. So what they've been doing is they've been RAPing the mothers and the children and all of that to throw them out of this emotional balance. And they've been trying to dominate that. And of course, then the masculines, you know, they tell them that they have to go out of country and shed their blood in some kind of a war ritual in order to protect them. But that was just, as far as I'm concerned, a binding to keep them separated and to keep the mothers vulnerable to this deception. They could not, this says in the upright, it says health issues will arise, and it's in the reverse. So this divine feminine, the mothers, the sacred mothers of souls, they could not bring them any health issues. In the hopes and fears section, we've got the world turns. So this is a completion of this heavy burden that everybody has been under. You've accomplished, you survived. But not only, you know, the adversary would like to say you survived and, oh, you know, now what are we going to do? But no, you're way more than a survivor. You're a victor. Their family, these ones who are getting back the magic that they threw on you, they're not going to survive it. They don't have what it takes to survive the nastiness that they've been throwing at you, even though they proclaim themselves to be superior. So patience is needed. Give it some time, okay? Your union is coming together here. You got date night and you're going to be traveling soon, right? And here again, we've got travel plans. So you're making your travel plans to get together. So you've got your duality and your togetherness. It's all about love in this union. It's all about balance. You're working very well together. You are harmonized. The power of two. So together, I mean, alone, you're like a power source. You're balanced and harmonized within your internal system. And when the two of you who are in such a manner come together, then it becomes great. So what you need to worry about here in the outcome here is these third-party saboteurs are going to come back in, and they're going to try to trick you into believing that they are your spiritual spouse. They want you to choose a karmic, and that's why patience is necessary. You're going to have to give it time. Okay, in a sacred union, you just don't say, "Oh, I'm so thrilled, my body likes you, and now we're going to go have sex." That's not how divine union works. So you need to get to know each other first in this realm, even though you know each other well in the other. Because you've got a liar here that is going to come in and try this to get this connection so that they can dominate your resources and your energy again. But you're going to recognize that they are a false fraud and a liar, and you're going to let them go. So you're going to have to use your discernment because it is here. So just be aware. And keep your senses about you, okay? And wait before you copulate. Okay? Because you don't want to give permission to these nefarious ones. You don't want to gift them your vital force. It's been very, very clear what it is that they do with that. All right, so in the challenge position here, we've got a completion of a heavy burden, and there's compromises, there's communication. And so, yeah, you've got a hostile person here who wants to communicate and compromise. They're wanting to apologize, but they're hostile. Okay, they're very unfriendly. They want to hurt you. This apology is only to them an opportunity to get into your energy with this hostility. It could be that they are challenged because this burden is upon them. Okay, the power couples are together. The divine, higher dimensional power couples have come together, and now this unfriendly person wants to apologize. They want to communicate and compromise. They want this. They're thinking about it. And if you accept their apology, then that's pretty much permission to stay in the energy. And it's like, it's really unnecessary. It's really unnecessary. They were committed to dominating you, and they still are. It'll never change. This is a, I don't know if it's, I really believe they're like highly advanced cyborg units. You know, these robot cyborgs, they have flesh and bones now, and they bleed, and they look very, very much like humans, but they're not. So the only way you can tell them apart is the energy. They're very, you can tell because a lot of these folks, either they are that or they are under the influence of that regarding misogyny and narcissists. And, you know, those people who are in love with pain and causing it. They're the complete opposite of the divine people. Although they can act well, but they can't hold it, right? So that's why patience is required when it comes to this connection. So yeah, they were dominating those people that they were marrying for entertainment. It was fun. They enjoyed bringing you suffering. That's what they love. When they say they love you, they mean they love it when you are hurting. In the recent past, we have a homecoming. So the true divine, you know, your earth angels, like you may have come here to help, or you may have been trapped in a previous cycle, but you are seen and you have been you are in union. You're like, there has been a unification with the divine family. You know, you're the higher level, higher dimensional star family that you belong to. And these nefarious ones are being told to move on, get out. Yeah, because you guys are focusing on working together. You're working together, and you're not going to get distracted. So intentions, expectations, we've got a greedy gold digger who could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Yeah, again, greed. They're all about greed. It's just greed. You'll have to read the energy. What do they want? Like my mother, God rest her soul, but I don't think it is. She wanted everything. You know, if I crocheted a nice Afghan, she wanted it, but she never used it. If I had a book that I really enjoyed, she wanted it, even though she never read it. On and on and on and on and on. You know, I painted a picture. She wanted it, but she never displayed it. You know, this kind of stuff. Look, they have nothing to brag about. There's nothing to brag about. So there's justice. The law of cause and effect is in order. You've got date night here. Be ready to be wined and dined. This isn't a braggart. This isn't somebody that's bragging. You're going to be traveling soon. So those who aren't braggarts, those who don't go out and hurt people for profit, you're not a braggart. Somebody doesn't have anything to brag about. What do you want, baby? You want to get closer? Come on. There you go. How's that? Huh? That better? So in the lenses being looked through, we've got the Three of Wands here. They did not plan well. They were not expecting this. They did not think that all the magic that they were putting upon the people was going to backfire, but it did, and it is. Everything's falling apart. They could be having some serious issues regarding electronics and other communication issues. They could be having communication issues, like they got to talk about what they did in the past, or they're having issues because of what they did in the past. They didn't think about it. Future, Mercury retrograde. So everything that they did to you is their future. And I heard one of these nefarious adversaries saying, guys, what you did to this woman is going to be blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's your future. They're going to need support, and they're probably not going to get it. They need reconnection. See, they need to be covered by the love of them and the nurturing of the divine feminine. But her health is good, and yeah, it's like a big fat no. The true divine masculines of the higher realms throughout the cosmos, they're not going to permit this. Look, empathy. She provides emotional support, compassion, and care. They tried to destroy it in her. They tried to destroy the love in her. And they couldn't. So we've got the World here. Patience, just a few more months. Good things to come to those who wait. You've accomplished something great here, and you are welcomed into your future, where your presence is appreciated, and you have a safe space. So you're not going to be dealing with these misogynist, narcissist masculines who want to go use their wand as a freaking weapon of war against the women and the children and the other men. So you got a Two of Wands here. You're leaving home. You're making plans. You're completely balanced in this union here. You got to watch out, because the third-party saboteurs are going to come back, but you're going to recognize them as a liar, and you're going to let them go. Yeah. They will be approaching with friendly, okay? They will approach you as though they are friendly, but they're very, very envious. So watch for the shifty eyes. Watch the body language. The over-the-top love bombing crap. The wanting to get you into bed crap. You're uninterested. Goodbye. Let go. They're a liar. You're uninterested. Goodbye. You're with your kingdom spouse in energy. So this energy that has you bound together, and by binding, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, you're finally united and contracted with somebody of a greater stature and honor than obviously these mutants have. They bred it right out of themselves. They CRISPR'd this empathy right out of themselves. They need a loan. They need financial assistance. All of those people that they worked with, they all needed, they need money, and they're dying to share a secret or something. Somebody's curious about a secret. You're laughing at the past. Maybe they are laughing at the past. They think it's really funny. They think you're a nuisance, but they need a safe space, so they're going to come in and act friendly. They're going to try to apologize because they've got bad news, and they know that you have great news, and they want your advice. Why? Why do they want that? Because they want to sabotage your pure intention. They want to get something off their chest, and they want to manipulate others' ideas about you. You can't let them in your energy. You can't give them anything at all, because they want to trick you with dishonesty and get revenge. So yeah, you gotta, because you see, you are seen as an honest and transparent, truthful person, and they're very desperate to get your gifts. This tribe, this imposter tribe, time traveling imposter tribe. Yeah, they need your support. They need reconnection. They're trying to check in. They're going to say, oh, it's just a small favor, and you may be uncertain about it. Freaking listen to your intuition. These people are very, very negative. They're yelling, they're mad, they're in chaos, and they want to bring it to you. They want to bring it to you. If you agree to help them, that crap will belong to you. Okay? Now, if you're like me, the divine has been working with you for a number of years now to eliminate hypocrisy and envy and hostility and unfriendliness, even if it be your relatives. It's like, you don't deserve that. And besides that, they say that we chose our family, and I'm just like, I'm not in agreement with that. I think the star seeds and the special sons and all of that were strategically placed in horrendous, narcissistic, abusive families, specifically so that they could try to bury them in misery. You didn't choose that. Although the divine used that opportunity to collect data and undeniable testimony. So these ones are mad. They want you to be quiet. They want you to stop talking. There's all kinds of threats, and there could be attempts, but with the hierarchy here, the actual true hierarchy, I can tell you one thing. My spiritual battle lasted 22 years. It was horrendous. I was siphoned. They had an actual straw in me that they would suck off of. It was horrendous. And it was very horrible for 22 years. But when the divine came, and when they recognized me and then said, that's one of my daughters, their ability to come after me ended. So the divine's ability to protect is far greater than these nefarious ones' ability to harm. It just is. So pray and, seek to unite with the all that is beyond the control mechanism of this matrix. Whoa, okay, you don't? Okay. Yeah, they sabotaged. Somebody sabotaged themselves. They messed up the good things. They're in deep regret because the lovers came together, the true love, and these ones are sabotaged by that love. They're like, oh no. So those, again, it could be that those who sabotaged love they are now having their hearts opened, like those blockages may have been removed, and now all of a sudden they can feel love, and they're starting to regret what they did because they've been found guilty. So there is a heavy burden here, 10 of Wands. It's the completion of the love carrying this burden. There's a hostile individual here who wants to apologize and work it out. And they're daydreaming, longing for you. And it's not you that they're longing for. It's your energy. They're addicted to it. It's a drug. The starseed's energy is a drug to these people who they're dead inside. They're like AI. They're like the advanced robotics, and they need a power source. Artificial intelligence wants power and domination over the life here, and the way that they get it is they gain contract through an sexual relationship. They find it amusing to F you and then to hurt you. They're being held back. They're being held back. They sabotage themselves. So because divine union is here, they're working together, and they're telling these third-party saboteurs to move on. It's a waste of time. It's over. This is an irreplaceable union. You can't pretend that you are this. You simply are, or you're not. And they're here together. The way you love can never be matched. So you've got a greedy ×2, possessive, smug, gold digger, air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They have no ethical or moral boundaries, and they're very dangerous. Asking for forgiveness. Are you freaking kidding? Asking for forgiveness for what they've done to families. They're responsible for destroying that. See, this says your financial and emotional needs will be taken care of, and they brutalized the finances and the emotions of family units. And they want forgiveness. Justice is being served. Get ready to be wined and dined. You will be traveling soon. They don't have anything to brag about. It was unsuccessful. Whatever they were trying to do was unsuccessful. We've got gossip in the reverse. So they have nothing to talk about. They have nothing to brag about. There's nothing that anybody wants to say that's positive about this adventure that they went on. It's not worthy of repeating. So they didn't plan well, and there's obstacles that they now have to face because everything that they did to you is going back to them, and that will be their future. And there's thousands upon thousands of years. Now, these nefarious ones, they were talking about compensation. It's time to compensate you. But here's the thing. Everything that they stole from families, from, the sacred mothers and fathers and children of this realm, the starseeds, it was their merchandise. They don't have the ability to compensate you. If they return anything at all, it will be extremely insufficient because they've already used it all up. even if the check is big or whatever. It's a tiny little fraction. These entities don't have the ability to compensate anybody for what they've done. And they should not be allowed to give you a little bit and then receive forgiveness, because they owe a great, great debt to love. They can't pay it back. No matter how many cycles they go through, I don't think they're going to be able to pay it back, because it wasn't just you that they were targeting. It was many, many people per person of this nefarious group. They can never pay it back. And now they want your empathy because they know it. So they're thinking, whoa, go on. They're thinking their only opportunity to get out of this is to unalive people, to trap them in their essence in some matrix somewhere, so that they can draw off their energy. And that's what they did last time, and it's what they're trying to do now. They know what's coming for them, but you've got this vow, so you're protected. And it's not just with the one that you're with, it's with the whole community. Look, so this came out and I accidentally flipped it into the reverse. But I will keep it that way. So Mercury retrograde, everything that they did to you is going back on them. That's their future, and there won't be any mistakes. They can't make any mistakes. It's like you got to go through it. You actually have to go through it. You can't be laying your sin on a pure little baby and then saying, okay, I'm washed clean in their blood, right? Whether it be a lamb or a whatever, chicken, whatever. I mean, the lower body of somebody's galactic council or whatever, you know, that's how they were doing it. That's how they were doing it. And apparently they've been told by this entity that that's no longer accepted, because people are complaining about it. It's like, who are you and why was this okay? This is just ridiculous. So now they've canceled that out. They can't do that anymore. And to be honest, I think they're just trying to save their own asses, because they permitted it in the first place. Escape. You have escaped. The divine feminine has escaped this. You and all your love and all your empathy. You have no health issues. You have escaped. This is a completion. The world card is here. Patience, just a few more months. You are in a safe space where your presence is appreciated. They're not going to let you go. Regardless of the threats and the fantasies that you might pick up on from these nefarious ones, it just is what it is. So your heart will mend. The connection has been mended. You and the upper divine of the hierarchy has been reunited. The earth angels that perhaps got trapped here somehow, you are reunited. That heart connection has been mended or reconnected. Two hearts have again become one. So look, so the heart was broken, but now it's been repaired. You know, and these nefarious ones, they were wearing your energy and doing all kinds of nasty crap, you know, as you wearing a mask. And the truth has come out. Fortunately, those who are of true higher dimensional spaces and places, they're also very dedicated to truth. And they aren't easily fooled by illusion of warlocks and witches. So you're leaving home. You've got the Two of Wands here. You're making plans. In this union, you're very well balanced. This union is love and balance. The energy is very settled. The coming together has, like, you're no longer alone, right? And so you have the stability that each of you has built up in your own self to rely upon. So that's good. But you've got this third-party enemy who's going to come back and try to sabotage you, but you recognize them as a liar and you're letting them go. They are envious and approaching as though they are friendly, but you're uninterested in it and you're saying goodbye because you are already reunited with the love of your life, of a higher dimensional sphere and reality. These nefarious ones who are just a bunch of lying, scamming, cheating abusers, they're cut out. They are cut out. And the divine says, you never give it back. You will never give it back. It just won't go back. It's just not going to. That's a promise. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, no matter what happens, they will never get a hold of the vital force that you have come and to recognize as you. You are inseparable. And these people who have been found unworthy of that union, they are suffering in silence. They could be in solitary confinement, and they could be having some serious challenges right now. They have to go through what they put you through. For many of you, it was routine harvesting out of the sacral and root chakra. Death energy poured into your solar plexus. You had to actually transmute death energy. The mental body, all those programs that they tried to run through your mind and run you into chaos and catastrophe. It's like all of that. This chaser has been detached from you. Now they're interdimensional, leaders or whatever. They're still out there making threats. They don't know what to do. These prideful people, they're unsatisfied. They're unsatisfied with this soul tie or with their soul ties. It's like they're tied to whatever it is that they've been doing to you. They can't get away from it. They're confused. They're broken and shattered about it, and they're reflecting on their own dishonesty. It could be that the divine has filled their hearts with love, and now they're left in solitary confinement to say, what the F did I do, right? And now they have to go suffer through everything that is you. Once this hate program was removed, now they have to go deal with the reality of it. So there's disagreement here. This runner wants to run away from it. They're very regretful over what they did to your hope for a divine and sacred union. They didn't appreciate you at all, and they're feeling the absence of you and the money because all of that belonged to you. It was yours. You were the gift. You're the one that was passing out little flowers saying, hey, here's a little beauty, have it. And they traded it in for cash money and flash. So their destiny will be one of neglect. Because the truth has been revealed about what they've been doing to you. And now it's too late for them to take any action. It's time for them to receive their reciprocity. And they're overwhelmed by it, just like you were. They're going to have to get used to it. They want to have a conversation, or maybe they're talking to each other about this habitual patterning. Like, what do we do now? Oh my gosh, right? Because there's an understanding of what they've been doing, and this is an unexpected outcome. They really didn't think that was going to happen, because their new chapter will be spent in the shadows. They'll be in the dark. They're not going to be up here having a gay old time. They're going to suffer just like you did. And they're reminiscing about what exactly they did. And they're like, they know what's coming. They missed their opportunity because you loved yourself. And those who have love inside of them, they've got this fantastic new contract with the divine. And they still want it. They still think that they're going to be able to come in and somehow snatch it up. They're here in the outgoing energy. They're really making a drive. They're really driving for it because they know what they got coming to them is everything that they gave. Their future is going to be full of neglect and hardship. They can't undo their mistakes. There's no compensation that's going to stop this from happening. because compensation isn't compensation. It is a return of stolen intellectual property and the wealth that came from their own energy, and it's a very, very insufficient show that they're calling compensation. It just isn't. It's a return of stolen property, and they can't return it all because it's been going on for thousands and thousands of years, and they've put many, 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 many of the Divine Mother Father's children in darkness while siphoning their energy and their happiness out of them. So I hope that this brings clarification to something that you already intuitively knew. I'm gonna try to like maybe switch it over there a little bit, maybe move it over a little bit so that it's more on the cards and not on me, but it's nice to kind of peek in and say hello once in a while. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.